Good morning, everyone. I hope you are well. And today is a very, very special call. We've got an hour of just socializing with you. And this is just a welcome to the end of year free mentorship academy call. My name is Dr. SunshineSylvia, and I'm honored to host this end of year reflection and reset. Today, we are closing the year intentionally, not emotionally. We are reflecting, not regretting, and we are doing anything possible that we are supposed to be doing in each and every year that in each and every day that we come here. Sampa, please switch off your mic. And I'm not on the stage, Rev. Okay, so we come here every day. Today we are closing the year intentionally, and we are choosing, we are reflecting, we are choosing to be live, and we're choosing that whatever it is that we've been able to do, we've had to do it. And we are choosing consistency over convenience. Our theme is direct and demanding. Being consistent constantly, pays. But what does it take? This is not a motivation hour, it is a mentorship hour, an hour designed to help us translate insights into action. So, what do we expect today? For this hour, I invite you to be present, to take notes, and identify one habit you would intentionally carry forward that you have been having the whole year through. And each presenter will have 7 minutes, and I will guide the conversations and keep us time conscious so we honor one another. And we invite for the very first one, we've been doing Mondays, it's been Rev Water, Tuesdays it's been myself, Wednesdays it's been Sampa, and Thursdays it's been Dr. Nelly, and Fridays we've got healthy tips. So we just want to share with you the things that has really happened in our year. So Rev Water, you're watching Rev Water on Facebook today, and this is just transition and the invitation. So consistency begins with inner discipline, faith, and purpose. Rev, you've been there, you've been our anchor of our time, and we just want you to just please share with us what inner discipline or spiritual principle that has helped you remain consistent even when the results were delayed. So over to you, Rave. We are here just listening to you and saying, oh, wow, this has been an amazing year, being challenges turning into opportunities to thrive.
Right. I'd muted myself. Okay, so great to be here. Thank you, Doc, for inviting me. Now we have 2 docs on the call, so I'm talking about Doc Sylvia. And Sampa, good to see you. Dr. Nelly will be joining us a bit later. She's checking in at the airport in South Africa. She'll join us later when she gets onto the lobby. So meantime, for people like myself, what has been the principle? It's really difficult when people say, for me, the thing is just the idea of being consistent. I know that's not a principle. It's not a principle of consistency, but the idea of consistency, the idea of remaining resolute about something. I think I am a bit of an obsessive compulsive. It's one of my personality types. And because I'm obsessed over anything I do, I don't just do anything. So I'm one of those people that if I'm not sensing something, if I'm not feeling something, I don't do it, because I'm the type of person, when I do something, I do it with my heart, my soul, and everything within me. I'm that type of person. I bite into something and I run with it nonstop. I'm that kind of person. So because I've got that type of personality, I tend to be a bit cautious before doing something. But when I commit to something, I will commit to it. And I have tried to keep that principle. And I was very happy then when I learned in NLP, that's the time when Dr. Nelly, brought us into NLP. She's a master coach, and she's really the one that ignited the flame in my neurotherapy and neuro leadership and all the things to do with neuro this and neuro that. Started off with neuro-linguistic programming, and I owe that to Dr. Nelly Kangwa. So when Dr. Nelly Kangwa took us in and got us to sit down with, Francois, there's something that was taught which has never gone away. And it's been the 3 principles. Raise your standard, change your beliefs, change your strategy. In raising your standards, the principle is simple. Are you happy with the results you have right now? And if you're not happy with the results, it means that then you've not arrived. But the truth is, some people are happy with where they've arrived. But I come then from a background where we have this concept of the kingdom principle. And the kingdom of God also includes excellence. Now, it was Dr. Miles Monroe who said excellence, using Dr. Miles Monroe breakdown, which is very interesting. Anyway, so he says excellence, you get the word XL, and X means out of in Latin. X means out of. L means God. And so when you think about, then ens means the essence or state of being. So when you merge the 3, you get out of God, the essence and state of being, which when corrected in the English becomes the essence and state of being out of God. And I love that, because what that implies is that when you call yourself a kingdom child, you can't bring mediocrity. The rubbish that I see going around is not from the kingdom of God, because the kingdom of God is about excellence and bringing the best. God himself was very particular in the Old Testament. Bring me an unblemished lamb. Bring this, give me the best, give me the best. God was very particular about getting the best. And some people did get punished for not bringing the best, starting with Cain himself. Cain's offering was rejected because he chose not to bring the best. And so we realize that if our God wants the best, then how else do we demonstrate that? So there was something I learned in 2019 which blew my mind completely. All of us operate from a place of service. So in other words, the highest expression of purpose is service. Now, did you know that the word service in the Hebrew is avoda? That word avoda means 4 things. It can mean 4 things. It can mean worship, which is what a lot of people know. Worship. But did you know that that same word also means service, also means ministry, and also means work? Did you know that? So therefore, imagine work, ministry, service, worship. That means our work is our worship. And for me, when that hit home, I said, oh my God. So that means that when I'm working, I'm worshiping God. I am expressing the purpose and reason for which God put me on earth. And that in itself is an act of worship, which we can change the word worship to say an act of service. We can change the word service to mean act of ministry. We can change that word to mean act of work. So work is not toil. Work is worship. And so when that became obvious to me, I now spend so much time working. And the difference between working and toil, which is sometimes what a job can be, is that with toil, there's an aspect of suffering. There's an aspect of pain. You know what? When you're worshiping God in the purpose for which you were called, there's no pain. I'm telling you, there's only pleasure, because you're doing that which you were called to do. You're doing the very thing God set you on earth for. You know, Jesus was asked by Pilate, do you not realize that I can release you? Blah, 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 blah. And then, he says this, and I'm paraphrasing here, so there's a lot more to it, but I'll just paraphrase. Jesus said, it is for such an hour as this one that the Son of Man came on earth. It is for this very hour. And if you go back a couple of verses, or rather a chapter or 2, Jesus is praying, and what does he say? He says, the work that you gave me to do, I have accomplished. And the people that you gave me, I have retained. So he recognized that the work that he was called for, he has done. And so for me, that's what makes me excited. Why? Because I realize that the reason I'm so resolute in doing what I do is because I recognize that this is worship. What I'm doing is worship. It is me serving God. And no wonder Saint Benedict, the Catholics would know who that is. Saint Benedict is on record saying what? Saying ora et labora, work and pray. So when the Bible talks about praying without ceasing, it's not necessarily being separate praying, even though that's very important, but it's also living a prayerful lifestyle. Everywhere you are, everything you do, you pray. You whisper prayers to God. But as you are working, you're also expressing worship to God by your work. And your works become the testament, the testimony of that which God put in you and the expression of that to God. And that's why when we do rubbish, when we do mediocrity, we are insulting God. If you call yourself a believer and a Christian and you bring rubbish to your work, you are literally mocking God. Why? Because you are causing his name to come into disrepute. They'll say, you know those Pentecostals, you know those charismatics, you know those born agains, useless characters when it comes to work. Why? Because you bring rubbish there thinking that, no, this is secular. Let me go and pray at church. You miss it. The truth is that everywhere you walk, everywhere you go is a mission field. So even being on this call is a mission field. Doc, that was a very long answer, but that's my answer for why I am so motivated and I'm out here every day doing this.
Okay, that is so good. That is so good. And we're here just like feeling really, really good. And this is now Dr. Sunshine Sylvia. Consistency requires mindset, structure, and accountability. So, as I anchor our Tuesday sessions, I have learned that awareness without application changes nothing. So, in my 7 minutes, I'll speak to why consistency fails when mindset is unmanaged and what it practically takes, to stay consistent despite pressure and distractions. So I will reflect on my 2025 year, and this really how I've spent my time and what it taught me. So as we come to the end of 2025, I have taken a moment to look back and not just at what I achieved, but at how I spent my time. In fact, 2025, if there was no coming on StreamYard, sharing experiences, it wouldn't have been what it has been. So for me, this being consistent and showing up every day has made it possible for me to actually do the things that I've done. It was a year that just brought everything down and started slowly to bring it up. So this year was not easy. It stretched me emotionally, professionally, and personally. There were moments when slowing down would have been understandable. Yet, each time, purpose reminded me why consistency matters. And I chose to just show up. Just show up, invitations, whatever it took for me to do, I showed up. So I chose to show up week after week through the Free Mentorship Academy, which I really, the investment has been really great. It has paid back. And we don't feel like we are spending, money on it. Everything comes not free. This being on this platform, which shows how we can manage this and how we can maintain it, has been that thing that we really said thank you for God allowing us to actually contribute together, put money together, and contribute in dollars to be able to show up every day, and people are listening to us. So this free mentorship, academy I created space for conversations on mindset change, growth, leadership, family growth, youth, business sustainability, and institutional transformation. I went all around the wheel of life because I was at the center of it all. I really practiced, the wheel of life, and I was able to manage my 24 hours in all these areas we call family and home. I did a lot for family and home, mentor and education. Oh my goodness, it's grown me through, facilitating this program. Financial and career, it has added value to my life. At least I'm here. I can afford to put money together for the Mentorship Academy, physical and health. We actually signed up with a new image so that we can share to the world that being healthy and doing something about your body is good, spiritual and ethical. It has grown so much, being in the same space with Rev Water, being in the same space with Dr. Nelly. and just managing things the way they're supposed to be managed. I have really, really, benefited to that. And sometimes people think, when you are with the people that can help you be aligned, stick to them. Like what Rebo was saying, that we did that, intentionally. And the training, we've done each other's trainings, and we just good to go. Social and cultural, this is why we are here. It's because of networks and also the values that we bring to the table. So these were not just topics; they were real conversations rooted in real challenges facing real people. And sometimes we think that we are the only ones who are not happening. We are the only ones who are really like struggling to get things done. But one of the biggest lessons this year taught me, is that impact multiplies when you invite others into your room. When you invite others into your room. So I intentionally shared platforms, hosted guests, and built collaborative spaces, because leadership is not about being the loudest voice. It's about creating room for other voices to rise. And this is why during the year, the big thing was bringing in the mompreneurs so that they can, share, to the world what they are doing and how they're just getting out there and making things happen. This year has also reminded me that legacy requires courage, walking the journey of transitioning a 30-year brand into a new model while still mentoring, training, consulting, and building systems. Not simple. This is not simple. However, I learned that honoring the past does not mean living in it. Growth demands movement. So I created my own movement of mindset change. And above all, 2025 taught me that consistency is not glamorous, but it is powerful. Showing up when it is hard builds trust, clarity, and momentum. Looking back, I realized that I was not just busy, I was scheduled, I was intentional with my time. When one is intentional with their time, then you are really, really great at what you're doing. 2025 has been challenging, but with consistency, I was unstoppable. In fact, the theme for 2025 for me and my team was unstoppable. We were unstoppable. And this is why we're saying the year has been unstoppable. And now we are going to be looking at what did we stop, did we not stop. So as we step into 2026, I do so with purpose, not to rush, but to consolidate, scale, and deepen the impact of the work already started. And things are happening out there. And thank you to everyone who walked this journey with me. The seeds planted this year will speak for themselves next year. And this is why, as we come to this, sharing, it has just been so great. And this is how I intend, to live a life of purpose. So thank you for listening to me. And we are going to speaker number 3, Sampa Salome Mwansa, who took the Wednesdays. And consistency must survive the real life responsibilities, competing priorities, and changing seasons. So Sampa anchors our Wednesday with practical lived experience. And Sampa, in your 7 minutes, please share how do you maintain consistency while balancing multiple roles and expectations. Over to you, Sampa.
Okay, thank you, thank you. And first of all, I just want to say thank you for the opportunity created by Rev Walter, Dr. SunshineSylvia, and Dr. Nelly. It's been an amazing year. I've pivoted. I've gone from failure into the steps needed towards success. It's been an amazing year, amazing year. And consistency beats talent every time. So even when you're new in an industry, just be consistent. With the consistency, it creates the need. People see it, okay, no, what? She's back, and she's back full force. Getting into an industry which is already got established players. The established players are standing up and saying, okay, who's this young lady who's coming? And I've established a lot of partners in that light. So it's been very, very well. And yesterday we're just having a conversation with my dad, who also is a board member, and he says, you know what? I see the traction that's going on, and I see how you are moving. But one thing I'm going to tell you is, when you establish partners and you're signing MOUs, it's very important that you You're very, very deliberate with who you're signing on, and even the people that you're signing on are seeing your value. So that got me thinking to say, you know what, that's true. So even as you're establishing partnerships, you need to know your why. You need to have deliberate strategies. For me, I'm a mom, and so I've had to also juggle, in fact, a mom to very young kids. So I've had to juggle being a mom, teaching my daughter to walk, taking my kids to school. So there's 6, 3, and 1. So you can imagine the chaos that's in the house. But they're also very, they're very well behaved. And they say, okay, mommy, you're going for work. I said, yes, we're going for work. I'm going for work. Let's pray that we're going to have a good day. Let's pray that we are entering our winning season. And we've entered our winning season. And we are very deliberate with our growth, with our focus. And Sylvia, even when she's seeing me at home, she's saying, mommy, you don't have any meetings today. Go. We want food here. We want food. We don't have Cerelac for the baby. So I would go, and then when I would come back, I'd make sure that I'm coming with something. And she'd be like, Mom, you had a good day today. You've come with things for us. Huh? Buy me a crown. So now they are busy even adding more and more things. So it's like, okay, it's the work is being seen by even the smallest of shareholders. So, the small steps and the discipline that you need to have is so important. And, I've actually taken practical steps like just introducing routines. I know that every Wednesday I need to be present with the morning call, the 8 a.m. Mentorship Academy, and I actually didn't realize how many people actually listen in. There's a lot of people that listen in, and they when I'm not, maybe I've got something else that has clashed. You find that they're, oh no, where were you? So now I have to constantly tell them what and the audience has grown because of the giants that I'm speaking to here. And just tracking progress. What is it that you've done? What progress have you met? What is hindering you from hitting a milestone? And just being present has even given me the opportunities that I would never ever have dreamed of. Like through Dr. Sunshine, she introduced me to ZafaWeb, and through ZafaWeb, I'm actually on the technical working group assisting the co-chairs. And it's things like this that wake you up and say, look, what you're doing is working, and people are noticing how you're pushing, and people are seeing your value, and you need to be present there. So these are practical strategies that I've used: removing distractions, identifying what is noise and what can actually be delayed, so that you can be also able to meet your targets. Accountability. Accountability is very, very important. You need to have an accountability partner. For me, I have 3. I have a board. I've got board members. I've got Revolta. I've got Dr. Sunshine. These are all accountability partners, and they say, okay, no, but what's going on? Where are you? Are you present? What are you doing? So it's important to have accountability partners, and also what are you doing in terms of your patience? Are you patient to see things through, or do you want quick wins? So this is very important, to make sure that you are actually patient enough to see that what you're doing is happening, and what you're establishing is growing. And then also resting and recharge. It's very important to rest and recharge. When you rest and recharge, it creates this environment where now you're speaking from your inner self. For me, I happen to be very in touch with myself, like inside. What are you doing that is true to you? So it's so important to make sure that what you are doing is true to you. You are resting, you are recharging, you're not pouring from an empty cup. It's very important to make sure that your cup is full so that you can spill it into the next people. So I'm very community driven, and I love this opportunity. And I just also wanted to say, and because of my deliberateness, I also had a business shower. And the amount of traction that came from the business shower was amazing. We may not have met all our KPIs but what came through that was amazing, So it's very important to ensure that you are very deliberate, you are reliable, and you also have the bursts of energy and action. You are constantly reviewing what you need to do. So thank you so much for the opportunities. And remember that consistency beats talent every single time. Consistency is the winning formula towards going from failure to success. So be consistent. Thank you.
Wow, that has been so, I was listening here and I was sharing in the team that we are training and I was sharing just the discipline. I showed them, Dennis Jr. Kneeling down when getting a certificate, everybody said, oh, wow. And this, we are creating, traction. And I just love the way that, when you say children, they listen, they are listening, they are saying bye, where they can actually sit in class and not make noise or just be outside and respect that there is a meeting going on has been amazing for me. The way that you've just pivoted, I am so proud of you. Yes, so that was our Wednesdays. That was our Wednesdays. And as we wait for Dr. Nelly to settle in the lounge, we can just be, what is it when you speak of Rev Water? Rev Water, you've been, the noise has not even, distracted us. I just want you to talk about, like, you remember I was telling you the other time when I met someone at Mulungushi and said, who pays you for coming on every day? Whether you are the one speaking, whether you are in the background for each and everyone. Consistency is just one of those things that for you, we must give it another name. And I just want you to comment on these things that has really made us stick around and just put us in the chairs and, just what has been our motivating factor in your own way that you have seen us thrive and be here every day. What we have taught, where now we are able to do things by ourselves and just go there and share with the world that being consistent and people agreeing to do their part is really great. Over to you, Rev. You're mute.
Yeah, we forget. Okay, we don't want the whistles and the blow. So first of all, Sampa, well done, well done. I'm so proud of where you are now. I mean, I still remember when you started, in another year, you'll be the Don. I mean, you will be kicking some backside. You know what I mean? So really, really, I'm very proud and we're glad to just call you part of our thing, because I think as far as I'm concerned, you're part of this. So you just have to accommodate this. But what has driven us, Doc? It's passion. I mean, I don't even know what other thing I can say here. Because if imagine, and that's why somebody asked you, who pays you for this? Nobody pays us. It's passion. One of the 4 questions we always ask, if you want to know your purpose, this is the easiest way. Number 1, what comes to you naturally? What is it that just naturally comes to you? What do you find easy to? Me, it's talking, communication, just anything to do with speaking and creative, expression of words. And I'm a wordsmith. I do this easily. I'm always learning a new word. So like just the other day, I learned a word, gerrymandering. So if you don't know what that is, I'm not going to go into it. Just go figure out what gerrymandering is.
Gerrymandering.
Gerrymandering with a G. Gerrymandering. Gerry mandering. When you go and read, you laugh because you figure out why I learned that word. So anyway, so I'm a wordsmith. I'm always learning words. And then number 2, what is it that you gain great satisfaction in when you do? Like when you do it, you feel so at home. 3, what is it in your community that gets you worked up? What gets your blood boiling? What gets you wanting to be an activist to sort out? And number 4, that's where it comes in. What is it that even if they never paid you, you do? And that's the one. So that's how you know myself, Dr. Nelly, Sunshine, and soon my young lady there, Sampa. This is what gets us here. It's not about being paid. Of course, the smart thing to do is that when you find your passion and you find the thing that you can do even without being paid, then your homework is how do I create value so that I'm paid? So it's called monetization. That's a term that comes from digital marketing, but it's monetized. How do you monetize your passion? How do you make this thing that you love to do so much actually pay you back? And that's quite some work. That's about value proposition. I always remember Dr. Sunshine's good friend, Coach Claire. She was big on value proposition. And that's basically what it is. How are you proposing value with what you're doing? And when you do that well, so of course you discover that branding becomes an issue. What is a brand? A brand is the reputation that speaks ahead of you. That's basically what a brand is. So it speaks for you, it speaks about you. So it can come in all manner of formats and platforms, but it's basically your reputation. So whether it's a logo, whether it's a color, whether it's your name, the name is the most powerful. Whatever it is, what does it say about you? So that's the key. So we've been able to do this because we love it. And so the money becomes a by the way, because obviously we're like, okay, so how do we sustain this? All right, let's see how we do it. And you know me, I always believe with all my heart that one day this thing is going to just explode. And what people don't understand, so when it explodes, people will see the explosion, like, wow, these people are so blessed. Oh, wow, they're so powerful. But nobody sees the years that you put in. Now, some people are fortunate, they start and immediately they take off. But others like us, we gotta pay the price. We gotta put in the hours. This what we're doing, I call digging down to bedrock. So we are digging down to bedrock. And one day we will hit bedrock and start to build upward. And by the time, you know, the money show up, they're, by the way, they're just an added bonus. It's not, so whatever it is, all of us, it's about looking for the thing that you're so passionate about and find that, try and make that your main occupation. In my quantum series, I was talking about seek your magnificent pursuit and turn that into the love, fall in love and find the magnificent pursuit and then run with that. So what do you love what you do? If you're listening and watching today, do you love what you do? Do you feel the way we feel? Are you passionate about whatever you're doing the way we are passionate about what we're doing? And if the answer is no, then my friend, take this as a clarion call. Begin to seriously sit and think and say, all right, so how do I move from this mundane existence I'm in right now, this thing that's going to drive me to my grave early? How do I go to what I love to do? Because when you do what you love to do, you know, there are days, these days it's been rough. I'm finishing 22:45. Doc, imagine, Auntie Sylvia, I am finishing my last calls at 22:45. I have no option, but these are people that book me, they pay money, and me, I've got this route. 21 hours I'm in bed, it went out the window. So I'm finishing 22:45. But you know what gives me the power to do that? I love it. You know, there are days when I feel so tired. Oh my God, how am I going to do this? Where will I get the energy? But the moment, and I'm telling you, Doc, it's so true. The moment I just start, it's like, you know, it's like that wind doll, you know, the one you wind, and then now it's got energy to do stuff. That's exactly what happens. When I just start talking to these people, all of a sudden, the energy comes. Oh, whoa, yeah, 2:23 hours. All the best, take care. Not like, I'm so tired. Yeah, no, that goes away. And that excites me because now I know I am doing what I love to do. I'm telling you, there's nothing more satisfying than to do what you love and then get paid for it. It's like a crime. It's like, are you sure? No, this is not right. You should not be getting paid for something you love to do.
That's so cool. That's so cool. You know, I'm here smiling and everything is like resonating. It's like I can vividly see them. Remember, just even when we opened the, 4 years ago when we launched the Mindset Change program in our training theme, and it was like, what a thing! What are you doing? You know, just coming out of COVID, because COVID was our burning platform where we said, if every human being in the world can put on mask, it means change change can happen. And went and dusted our 10-year program, showed and took it to KK, asked him a question, and he just says, I am ready to change. And I've been seeing this over and over, the people that you talk to, the people that come into the program, and just how they pivot. It's just something for me that has made me realize and believe that consistency and change will happen. Whatever, or it doesn't matter how hard it is that you have, if you just put yourself there, you can actually do it. And this, I would like Sampa to speak through this, what really change has come out of being consistent, changing mindset, and just how you can advise people as we end the year, how they can be able to go to that extra mile and just change, even if, or if they want even to train, they want to change through training, they train themselves to change others. It will actually come, because for me, I've really changed myself through what others are saying, through what others, through what others are saying in the class. It has made me realize, oh, okay, so when I go to the table, I don't have to go with the phone. And when we just sit, I am just looking, everybody saying, oh, mommy is saying, put away the phone so that we can talk. And for me, this has been one of the best learning points of just facilitating mindset change and seeing things happen. So in your own space, because you have had this experience, how can you just share with the world out there just how change has enabled you to shift from where you were and to where you're going?
Yeah, the mindset change, it's a process. It's a process. And when people say processes and systems, most of the time people think it's a waste of time, or maybe it takes too long or what. But once you have a system in place, even when you're not there present, it affects every sphere of your life. So processes are very important. I came out of this, and I own my story. I had a successful business. I had a revolving fund. Who didn't know my revolving fund? It was everywhere. And then it collapsed, right? And then I went into a depression, and I said, look, I'm going from a place where I could afford school fees for my kids, or I created friends who were turning into enemies, and not on purpose. It's because, when COVID hit, it was a real mess. And, because of the way I did it, a lot of people then were copying the model and then also doing it themselves. And, the model is the model. When one person messes it up, it's messed up. So, for me, I went from that. And, mom was watching my process, and she was saying, okay, look, this one needs mindset change. This one needs mindset change. And I said, no, I wasn't ready. I'm not ready. But once I actually went through the program and I said, look, I am ready to go through the program, I went through the program, and oh my, it's, like when in the cartoons, when a light bulb turns on and you're like, this is what I've been missing. So, it went from a place where your mind is so closed, there's nothing going in, you just feel, oh, the world has closed up, there's nothing here for me now, let me just die. So, it turned my mindset around into saying, look, it's like the analogy of a trapped bird or a shark. When you put a shark, like a baby shark, into a tank, it will only grow up to the size of the tank. So, your mind traps you. It traps you, and it starts making you think, no, you're not good enough. There's nothing you can do. It's over for you. But once I went through the mindset change program, I actually realized that, no, it's not over for me. That was my burning platform. What is it? What's your why? Why do you do what you do? And once I established what my why was, my why is actually not even to lend out money. No. My why, I went through the Mindset Change program, is to help SMEs be the best version of themselves. Most of the time with SMEs, we feel it's a lack of funding, or because I don't have funding, I can't do what I need to do. So funding is such a big animal that it turns everything that you're supposed to do into thinking that if you don't have money, you can't do anything. But I have proven that even without money, even when you're in debt, even with minimal financial support, you can achieve your targets, right? Because you start getting people on board. Just through the endorsements, you can achieve your goals. They can open doors that you need to open into getting what it is that you need to get. So, it's so powerful when your mind is open. The possibilities are endless. And, she's got a book that's called Mindset Change is Possible. And with me alone, as just me, as her daughter, not even as her daughter, but someone who she has actually got into her mind and saved not necessarily from pulling you out like herself. Mom is a believer and teach someone how to fish and not giving them the fish. So it's, it's been so amazing learning how to fish and learning and going out there and being present and going for networking events. These days, it's so amazing because you find that we didn't even communicate, but we're at the same event, and it's, oh, okay, that's my mom. So it's actually been so amazing coming out of my shell and going back to even a better version of myself. Even I've never been this version of myself, because this is from all the scars becoming. Now I'm like, when scars heal, they still leave a scar, but then that place, even if you pierce a knife there, for it to get in, it's harder to get in because now it's calloused. Now it's tough, it's toughened. So, it's so important to wear your scars, identify where you've been, and use that as a stepping stone towards growing into a better version of yourself. And this is what the Mindset Change program has done for me, is I've grown into a better version of myself, and I can stand. When you are at places and people go to a podium and, oh, okay, I've been ambushed. Oh, okay, I've been done this. Never, ever say that. Just start speaking. Start speaking. And for me now, I can speak. Just give me an opportunity anywhere. I'll be like, oh, okay, you will think that I've been practicing for the last month how to do this. So it's so important to make sure that you are ever ready, you are consistent, you are present, you are intentional. And also this year I lost a childhood best friend, and for real, like her family and my family, because of how close we became, we knew each other, and it became like we are cousins, when in actual fact it's something that was born out of a genuine friendship. We met at Banani, and it just snowballed into that. So it's so amazing to be intentional. And I just value the Mindset Change program so much. I speak about it everywhere I go, because I say, look, for me, the Mindset Change program the Digi Business would not have been there without the Mindset Change program. So you always need a burning platform. And I implore more of my peers to go through the program. You can't put a value, you can't put a price on something which is going to change your life. You can't. And many people say, oh, it's expensive, oh, it's this. It's not expensive. You will spend that kind of money on a holiday. Like this, now we're going into December, right? You spend 10,000 kwacha on a holiday, you go with your family, you will come back empty, right? But with a Mindset Change program, you will invest that amount of money and you will come back full. You will come back full, and you will come back, a changed person. You will come back limitless. You will come back like, where it's like, where's this fire come from? And it's because of unlocking something in your mind that has turned you from thinking that you are a failure into thinking that you are a success. And consistently taking those milestones and taking the steps that you need to be a better version of yourself. That's what I'm going to say. Thank you.
Wow, thank you so much. And the year that passed, I think Dr. Nelly is already on the flight, so I don't think she's going to be able to join us. But we can just say how we have benefited from her sessions on Thursdays. For me, her sessions on Thursdays has really impacted me, and I always share. Even if I didn't join the call, I always share to my family on these on her sessions, because they've really, really ignited from what she calls the bedroom, which is the marketplace, which is the home area where we are. You go to your home, your spouse, your family, and she's just impacted positively in that area. I have learned so much, and it's just so amazing. And she, through her books, which I have all her books, the Make of a Real Woman, it's been something that has been there. We have traveled the journey. We are on this Lancaster University platform, where we really, she joined the journey of just how to make it with Dr. Odon. We just chilled, and we just really made things happen. And from that time, we just call each other. We are partners. So wherever I am, even if she's not there, her name will be mentioned. And this is what has come out of the things that we want to do all the time in our lives. What are you giving? What are people seeing you for that they can be able to use? And for me, I've been a beneficiary through in fact, even the living health, the exercises, we'll do them together, and we'll make sure that whatever we're doing is making, ourselves look younger than we really are. And people will ask us, if at my age I can squat, what is your problem? So for me, it has helped, to clog my heart and just be that person that I really want to be through interactions of like-minded people. And any day, any time, whether she's busy or whether there is no one to invite, the cards are not there, we'll find each other and we'll be in that space where we're just making ourselves shine. And to her, we give it up to her. Rev, what would you say on Dr. Nelly? What would you say, Sampa, on Dr. Nelly, just in 2 minutes each, so we can just maybe socialize her in that area where we really feel that she has really impacted our lives. Over to you, Ray. You're muted.
Yeah, muted.
Okay. I keep forgetting. Yeah, so Doc has been absolutely amazing. And to be honest, from the time that we connected through Jeunesse, it's been a great journey with Doc, and I have a lot of respect for her. In fact, Doc, Doc, her influence in our lives, extends beyond just this, because she has an almost motherly role on my wife and on one of my daughters, the one that's in hospital. So both connect to her in a very powerful way. I consider her an older sister. So it's a very interesting dynamic when it comes to how we relate with Dr. Nelly. But either way, a lot of the stuff that she teaches and does has been of immense impact, not just to myself, but even to the people from the PLD platform, the PLD family. Then she's also very big on her boot camps, very, 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 very helpful, because those have really helped to open up a lot of people to get them to a place of realizing what they need to do. And I'm very proud of just how much they've been able to expand and grow as a ministry and as a company, PLD, and then of course herself, Dr. Nelly. So right now there's massive influence in South Africa. I've seen that Liberty, her church, I always get it wrong, whether it's Liberty in Christ, I hope that's the right name. So they've extended into South Africa now, and they're doing quite well. I believe it's Pastor Neka, I think she's a pastor, but Sister Neka has been heading that over there with her son Joshua. It's looking very good, and the fact that she's able to jet fare back and forth every 2 weeks, for me, is profound. It means definitely there is a sustainable model they've created, besides PLD also growing massively there. She's speaking in Malawi, I think, in a few days' time again. So you can see, and then Namibia, Doc has now gone to see that kind of progress. Yourself, Doc, as in Dr. Sunshine, your program has also taken off quite a bit. You're doing quite a bit with the Mindset Change program. I think your biggest advocates currently has been Ministry of Labor. I'm so happy. I bump into people from there and they have nothing but kudos. Same goes with Teveta, nothing but kudos. So it's good to see that level of growth. For myself, I have grown immensely in the space of neurotherapy. I'm doing good numbers at the moment. My biggest challenge next year is to scale it. So I'm really sitting here working out the scaling, and I think I have an idea of what to do to scale it and turn it into an evergreen platform. I do that, I'm home and dry, because it means it takes off and I no longer have to keep putting in the input for it to generate income for me. But it's paying me relatively decent income at the moment. This whole neurotherapy, it's really decent income. And I think I have the formula on that one that's working. So the issue is just to scale it so that I can go 10x what I'm doing. So if I'm earning...
Oh, that's so super, yes. And just before we close on our, the way time goes, I just want us, because we brought on board the new image, the new image partners. And this is because we realize that, healthy tips are really hard. So we signed up with them, to deliver the new image platform under the physical and health spoke of the wheel of life. And we are just doing amazing things. And, I am the best beneficiary out of that. But because we are seeing how can being health be linked to our financial and career spoke of the wheel of life. And Rev, I know we are doing a lot on that with new image. Vinesh was supposed to join up, but I think the school, they are closing. The children are closing school, so he is in that space where he would have loved to join us, but he's just stuck there. So I just want to, you to share, Rev, where we are going because of what we have planned, with new image and just what is there to look, up to.
Right. So with New Image, we are so excited because they are also a health and wellness platform. Very similar products to the other company that we loved so much. And the difference is that they are rolling in. They're still, from a rolling in standpoint, they're still rolling into the market. They're new. And so there's quite a bit of excitement in that space. We would like to see how that's going to work. I've seen Doc has come on.
Yes, she has.
Do you want us to allow her to speak just so that she just
Just
gives her?
finish that and she can just close the call. She can just close the call. Just go ahead and speak on new image, then we can close she can close the call.
Good stuff, good stuff. So like I was saying, so we're very excited about what New Image is doing and where we're heading with New Image and the things that are happening there. One of the biggest developments that excites me personally is the fact that they have a great range of products. They're working on the logistics for how we're going to be receiving the products. So that in itself means we will have a good constant supply and many of you will be able to join. We've been working on a launch. So I'm hoping we could, my thinking, I'm hoping, Doc, is that, as in Doc Sunshine, I'm hoping that we can be able to do a launch that coincides with our restart. So I hope we can, negotiate with Jared so that once all's been worked out, then when we are restarting our next year, won't say when we're restarting, but we know we restart somewhere between the middle of January and February, somewhere there. So when we relaunch, then we can also launch the new image officially. I really pray we can do so that now we have the proper system in place. So meantime, Doc, we've seen you. Glad to see you all set and ready. That took longer than you expected, but we've really said a lot of good stuff about you. You didn't hear it, and we were just proud of who you have been and our journey together as this group. And so we just want you to give your Dr. Sunshine. Are you saying she can just do everything and even close, right?
Yes, we just want, not really to close because we have to say the goodbyes, each one of us. Yeah. But I just want her to really just, share what this, this platform has done and where we are from and where we're going. And just, since we Bakal said a lot about your program and, the things that you offer. So just what is this 2025 been for you and how can you share it with the rest of the team?
Okay, thank you so much. I hope you can hear me. I'm at the hotel. Yeah, I'm sorry, at the lounge. I'm at the lounge. As you can see, it's very busy. I took too long at the immigration because everybody is going. South Africa is shutting down. Yeah, but other than that, 2025 has been amazing. It's been such an amazing year with us first as a team, the unity that we have maintained. I think it's just, kudos to everybody, kudos to my partners, Rev Water and Dr. Sunshine, and the upcoming young lady, Sampa, who has been anchoring so powerfully. So grateful for the team. You have no idea. Even in the next life, I will choose you as my partners because the commitment is out of this world. The support is out of this world. You are just amazing. And thank you so much. So 2025 has been an amazing year. We have trained several people at Project Life Design. We actually rebranded to Evolve. Instead of personalized mentorship, we are doing Evolve mentorship and launched some mastery courses. Currently, we've launched the School of Marriage, which is really, ticking. So many people are being helped in the School of Marriage. It's been just amazing. And 2026, we are accelerating, already getting ready for the Real Woman Summit, which is going to be on the 17th of April, the actual birthday. That's when we are doing the Real Woman Summit next year. And so we have great products. I'm still just winding off one more trip. When I'm done with Malawi, I have Durban and I close down. I go on holiday and we get to come back in January to come and just blow up a number of products that we are going to move together. And so please, let's continue with healthy lifestyle, with the products that have already been spoken. We are moving, we don't tire, to keep ourselves healthy, especially us who are so busy. We have to ensure that we are on those products that have been already spoken about. So thank you so much. The team has already done a good job. And shalom. Thank you, team. God bless you.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. So in closing, we're just going to say, go out, write something about your 2025, because when you write about it, then people get to know what you did. And good things have got a positive impact. We wish you to have a growth mindset. We wish you to go out there and achieve. Go there and love your families. Go there and rest. Go there and rejuvenate. We meet you again. We'll tell you through the platforms. We'll tell you when you are going to come back and when we are going to launch the new image product, so that when you order, you can just have your products. So just say bye-bye, everyone in the studio, so that we can just say bye-bye, 2025. Rev.
Well, all the best, guys. Take care of yourselves. Go and make it count as you wind down. Remember, family are the most important. Bond with the family, connect, and then, launch out in 2026 with all the excitement that year is going to bring. Utilize it and take advantage. But for some of us here, God willing, we will see you next year. Have a good one.
God is always willing. Sampa.
Yes. Okay, so just to my peers and to my mentors, thank you so much for the opportunity. I don't take it lightly. To you, Revuta, Dr. Sunshine, Dr. Nelly, and New Image. I'm so thankful for the opportunity that you've presented to me, and I have grabbed it with both hands. And I'm growing so much from learning from all of you, and this is an opportunity that is unprecedented. And I don't think it's even about being Dr. Sunshine's daughter. I think if you would have identified me anyway, even if I was a stranger, to say, okay, let's work with that little young lady there and mold her into what it is that that she needs to become. So I'd just like to say thank you so much. And for the opportunity, I don't take it lightly, and I'll be consistent, because consistency beats talent every single time. And the opportunities that have been presented here, I am getting phone calls every single day to say, oh, how can we be part of this? And I say, okay, 2026, you need to be more active with it. And on Wednesdays, we'll be calling you so that you can present what it is that you're doing. So thank you so much, and God bless you all. And I look forward to next year, bigger and better things.
Yes, indeed. And we've done very well on the live. We are 58 minutes. And we just say we are good time planners. We came in a little bit delayed because we wanted everyone to be good. And Dr. Nelly, have a safe flight and see you soon.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye-bye.